Hey, everybody.
What's going on?
Oh, y'all ready to talk that stuff? The season finale of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And boy,
Yes. Yeah,
they
yeah.
packed the whole season in this episode for real.
Okay. All in the last 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I'm just like, this could have been a good season if y'all, of course, all the drama you can't
Mm-hmm.
plan, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They could have figured out a way to, because they had the information. They could have kind of parsed it out, but they made us wait all season because they introed that at the first episode.
They were running up behind Marlo ass. That's why.
That's why. And we ain't checking for Marlo. Somebody need to tell them.
Hmm.
Anyway. And of course, you heard the latest. I don't know if it's true or not, but we can talk about them talking about a reboot that was like in the news.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So, of course, they opened the episode with the date, like March 3rd, 2023, and the little interview with Drew saying, like, we felt like it's something you haven't been telling us about Ralph. And they kind of flash back to all the drama that Ralph has given us over the years and kind of like leave us hanging, knowing that something else is going to happen. So they do their normal intro with, showing the different people and all this kind of stuff, and eventually end up with Sonya in her OB visit. And it's just her and Marlo comes in. And I didn't realize her and Marlo were that close. She made it seem like, how like some people are friends during the season when they're taping, but some friends are friends outside of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's true or not, but she made it seem like Marlo was a true friend because she called her that day and she picked up everything and came or whatever, but I don't know. Anyway,
It was all for TV, baby. It was all
that's
for
what I'm
TV.
thinking. Because I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. But Marlo's there and they do the whole ultrasound thing. And Marlo's supposed to record, and somehow I've done it too. I was going to call her old lady, but I've done it too, where you think you're recording and you do not record. And it's usually when I'm being messy. Because it was something I was like, oh my God, I have got to record this. And I go back to watch it, and it's like the last second. Oh, but I was being messy, so the Lord knew. But Marlo at least got a picture
A
of it.
picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness. What like it is 2023. Come on, get with it.
Okay, you don't see that number. But I always check now. Like, so if I'm be messy, I'm like, it's recording.
The question is, how often are you messy?
Only like really, not really that often, like kind of like once or twice a year.
You lie.
So the baby at this point is measuring 5 days, 5 weeks and 5 days, almost 6 weeks. And Dr. Jackie tells her, like, maybe not involve your son in this, wait until at least 12 weeks. Why are you laughing?
Once or twice a year.
It was not that funny. Maybe 3 times.
A month.
Oh my God. I was like, are you laughing at this storyline? But anyway, I should know better. So she was gonna come back in 10 weeks to check the sex of the baby, and they're just like, don't tell your son. I don't know if they mentioned this because you were a guy growing up, but I just always remember growing up, they wouldn't. What I'm saying is, how like in some stuff women talk about, and it used to always be a thing, like you don't tell anybody you're pregnant until 12 weeks. And so I didn't know if that was something that was understood with men too when you were growing up, but now because you can find out earlier and people are doing gender reveals and all that kind of stuff, people are doing stuff so much earlier. Because my niece had a whole gender reveal and the reveal was wrong. Like it was the wrong. Yeah, it was interesting. It was funny. But in case, so that was Sonya. So we get to Drew and Ralph. When I tell you, I rolled my eyes so much in this scene.
Well, remind me.
So Ralph walks into the bedroom and she was like, hey, I know they knew they were trying to be on their best behavior, I think, because she was just like, I haven't seen her talk to you. And he was like, I've been busy. I've been grinding and working while you out shooting a movie. And she was like, It's a lot going into this movie. He's like, you filming sex scenes. And so he was just like, well, I tried to help you out. She was like, you moved out the room. And he was just like, well, when you come in at 3 a.m, it's disruptive and I can't get back to sleep. So she was like, when are you moving back? And he was like, I don't know, when I get some stability. Oh my gosh. So
that was where he lost me. That was where he lost me. Like all before, I was kind of like, But when he said that, I was like, I'm throwing my shoe at your ass.
Yes. Now, okay, in any relationship, I don't know, like to me, if my loved one, I mean, it's my husband in this case, but typically, like if a loved one is away, and even if they come back at 3 a.m, or they're out with friends or filming sexy movies, whatever they're doing, it's almost like I seem like you may rest better once they get in because you're like, okay, I know they're safely in. He was like, look, I don't care when you come in, and it was just so much wrong with this. And he really felt like he was doing the right thing. I don't know.
He did. I ain't gonna lie. He really did. But you know what? That's what happens when you try to fake the funk on television, and you're faking the funk with somebody who is just tired of it. Yeah, and that's what was happening. He was just like, okay, I'm gonna fake it with you, but I'm gonna give it to you too.
Right. He couldn't fake that long. Like he couldn't even make it to the last episode. So she was like, well, they talk about Courtney and the B word or whatever. And she was just like, remember I told you about that? Well, I got a video of her actually saying it. Any reaction? And he was like, other people Kenya called you the B word, Kandi, Marlo. And she was just like, but they didn't do it behind my back. And he was like, what did she say offensive to me? And she was like, that's marriage 101, basically, that, if it's almost like, I mean, okay, of course, if it was something little and petty, you can share it with, your wife. But sometimes you just like, oh, babe, show some sympathy, empathy or whatever, even if you don't care. Just kind of put up the front that she shouldn't have done that or whatever. He just like, she ain't do it to me. And it's like he kept bringing up stuff. I don't know. It made me more and more mad the more I saw it. And then when she finally got up and left, he had a little smirk on his face.
He did. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Oh yeah, I got to rise out of
that." Right.
But okay, so this is it. I'm gonna be fully transparent in this moment. Mm-hmm. I've been Ralph. I've been Ralph.
You a gaslighter?
I was a what?
You gaslight people? Or you mean that specific type of situation?
So, like, hold up. What do you want me to do? This has happened to you so many times. How do you want me to respond? And you seem to be okay with it. So how do I know, when I should respond? I don't know. How am I supposed to figure this out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in that type of situation. And trust and believe in that moment, I knew I could have done the exact opposite. Mm-hmm. But every single time I wanted to do that, you'd be like, nah, it ain't all that. So after a while, you just kind of get conditioned to just be like, sit and watch. Right.
But I don't put you like, I don't count that the same as Ralph. Because it seems like it was almost like he purposely, like he knew it was going to get a rise out of her. And he knew what the situation, like to me, like, I don't know. He knew what to do and he just did not do it.
It was good.
It was great TV, I will say. And so Drew goes downstairs, and of course her sister, I don't know when they edited to get that look on her face, but it was right on time because she was like, are you okay? And she was like, I'm fine.
She forgot the cameras were there. Because when I saw that face, I was like, that's a mama face. Like,
right,
she coming for you.
And then you gonna come downstairs to me, you good? And she was just like, this lady called her a B, and he was like, you done called her a B before. And she was like, it ain't about the word. It's about, she could call her, I think she said a banana. If she don't like it and something bothers her, that's all that matters. And I get that. It's just like, look, it could be menial, but if it bothers, like to me, if it's not anything that's crazy, but if it's, if it's something like, how like you can tell when stuff is just super petty and don't matter, but this seems to really matter to Drew at this point. So, oh my gosh. So he cuts Allison off and was like, Drew runs away crying, taking her mic off, and yeah, it was a whole scene. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, great
Now
TV.
let me ask you a question. Do you think she was acting in that moment?
Which moment? Like when she went upstairs, or
When she left the bedroom, like when she was going back and forth with him, and
Mhm.
left the bedroom, and then kind of went downstairs and then went back upstairs. Do you think she was acting?
I don't think she was acting. It may have been a little, like some people are just dramatic or
Dramatic.
whatever. Yeah, so it may have been dramatic, but I feel like to me when I think of acting, it's like you don't really feel that way, but you're doing it anyway. I felt like she felt what she felt. It may have just been dramatic, like take my mic off. I can't.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know when that mic is off and they still saying stuff, and she
But
was
Ralph
like,
still had his on, so she should have been
"Oh
like,
yeah,
take
yeah,
mine off and take his off
take
too,
his
so
off,"
we can go in this room. That's what I wanted to see.
because she was just like, "You embarrassing me" and all this kind of stuff. And it could be she was so upset, and she just had to say it. Like she wasn't like, "Let me just wait until your mic off." She was just like, "I just got to say this so I can run upstairs dramatically." But yeah, so that's them at this point. So they go to Sheree and her daughter. So Sheree is leaving the fibroid clinic and she talks about how she's trying to avoid surgery for her fibroids. Not that face though, but or them breasts. But she's trying to avoid surgery.
You is petty.
She was like, I need the surgeries that matter. Anybody checking me for these fibroids. But anyway, it was interesting because she was just like, you know what? I've never been a stressor. Because they were talking about things that can help shrink fibroids. She was like, if bill collectors call.
Okay, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
You get it when I get it.
You ain't got no money. You just like the rest of us. You ain't got no money, girl.
Sheree, she's just like us. Oh my God. Because to me, to be supposedly you got this Chateau Sheree, you throwing this huge sip and see. You be thinking she got money, some of that ain't no budget. She talking about bill collectors. Bill collectors.
That's why she don't be paying nobody. She ain't got it. She ain't got it.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
You remember season 3 when
Wait a minute.
when Dwight paid for that She by Sheree, whatchamadidig talking about he spent $30,000.
Wait a minute.
You don't remember that? Yeah, that was season 3.
The hairdresser?
Yeah, with the nose.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't remember. He paid for what now?
He said he spent $30,000 on that She by Sheree production. And Sheree owed him $30,000. You remember that?
The fashion show with no fashions?
Yes.
I don't remember. I remember that, but I don't remember him saying that. But yeah, I mean, it's been him. It's been contractors. It's
the
been
house.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's been well known that Sheree don't pay people. So we'll see if hopefully she paid but he probably got his money up front for that sip and see.
But look, talking about she don't stress. She was stressing over that man last season.
Sure was. She sure was. She don't pay them bills, but the men, she can stress over. So they talk about the sip and see, speaking of men. But anyway, her daughter was like, not you having both of your men there in pink suits, well, your ex and your current boo.
You added that. You added that part because she didn't
say that. A little sauce. But but anyway, she was just like, so you knew the daughter? And Sheree's daughter said that she met her sister at the grandmother's house or something for a family dinner. And Sheree was just like, why y'all didn't tell me? And she was like, I thought you already knew. I think Sheree already knew, but she had to keep this storyline going. Because I can't imagine, I don't know, I just can't imagine her not knowing after all these years or haven't heard. I mean, I'm just thinking like, if they living in Atlanta, somebody has told her. I don't know. I thought it was weird that she just didn't know at all.
Okay, so I realized that cousins, big difference from brothers and sisters. I get it, but at the same time, I have had cousins. So first off, the reason I set that up that way is, I have first cousins that I meet every single year that are about my age. Had
Mm-hmm.
no clue that they were alive. But I also have cousins who have brothers and sisters and never knew they existed.
That I get, but you're not gonna tell your mama or your daddy, daddy got another baby. I don't know. Like that's the part I'm thinking. Like it ain't came up. You ain't say I met my sister today at grandma's house. I don't know. I feel like Sheree
I
may
think
not have. I don't think she ever met her, but I think she knew she existed.
I think your boy got kids in every area code in the greater Atlanta area. And he don't remember their name. So that's why he can't
That could
tell.
be true too. That could be very true. So they move on to Kenya and Brooklyn. Kenya's dad is visiting and she's making breakfast or whatever. So they discuss this storyline, which I think they beat it to death. Like they really have beat this storyline of her because she basically say the same thing in every scene. And it does say something. Like to me, I feel her on the producers because I'm like, how many times is she gonna tell us that she wants another baby? She gonna use a surrogate. It's Mark's eggs. He legally gave them to her, and she hadn't told him yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's said this at least 4 other times.
What's
So
new
I feel
about
like
it?
they could have definitely spiced up her storyline, but
Mm-hmm.
she said it again. And so her dad was like, I think that's a better idea than you having it because you almost died the last time. So but anyway, we
Which I
thought
was
that
I
out
was
too.
kind of happy to hear. I don't know how old her dad is, but I'm going to assume if she's a little bit older than me, I'm going to assume that her dad has got to be close to 70, if not in his 70s, right? And for a man of that age to just be like, yeah, do the surrogacy route. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I thought that was kind of progressive.
Yeah. I was thinking he was a little older than I mean, I guess I'm thinking just the way his mannerism, but you never know because
She said they both got pregnant while they were teens,
oh,
meaning
okay.
her mom and her dad.
Okay. So that would make him not okay. You got me. Okay. Now Marlo and Lay Archive. So you notice that I think Lay Archive is still in this little suite because it's just one little room. It really is. It is because last season, remember when her mama came? It is. And I will say, it does not have to be a storefront. It doesn't have to be a storefront because she's not like selling clothes, but she acted like it's really something. It really is just like a suite she rents out during the season. So she can act like
she got a little closet and she got some shoes. Closet.
some person over here and a little, the little hanger rack that you buy when you need a little extra room.
But you know what? After being put to shame about how you spell your store, I would have changed it. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "There's something wrong about that," but I couldn't put my finger on it because I haven't taken French in about 20-some years. But I was like, "There's something wrong about it." But it took Kenya to spot it.
Yeah,
there should be no E after the L.
Lay Archive. So anyway, she mentions that she's like the head of wardrobe for Tammy Roman, and she made it seem like she's booked and busy. Like she threw all of these names in
By the
together.
way, Tammy
Yeah.
Roman.
Tammy, she you don't know who she is.
I know her, but I'm saying
but yeah, like I don't remember her being
icon.
like super fashionista. Like she's known for these bonnet chronicles quite a bit. And well, I guess I haven't seen her out and about to see how she dresses. But she also mentioned what's her name? Garcelle Bouveau, that she
again.
You ain't got no new clients. But anyway.
No, I'm just saying, have you seen her on Beverly Hills? Real Housewives
I have
of Beverly
not.
Hills.
I know her from the Jamie Foxx show and from that. I don't know her from. I mean, I know she's on there, but I don't know her from that.
It takes these people, like when she's on set and they dress her, she look good. But she herself putting some clothes, she just takes stuff off the rack that she had from 20 years ago, and she gets somebody to put some extra stuff in there because she got all this now. But she ain't she's no fashion icon. So no.
Yeah. So Scotty visits and she has to bring up again that he's not her boyfriend, he's her friend boy, and they're not dating seriously. And I'm wondering, she keeps saying that so that it's like they're acting like they're in a relationship, but I think she says that in the diary, so people won't be like, "Oh, she rented a boyfriend this season." Was like, "Nope, I never said it was my boyfriend or whatever." When she really did, because I was like, "Let me go to Skylee's page to see if he posted her or anything like that."
That means she still got her sugar daddy.
Mm,
That's what she's setting up. In case people find out, she still got her sugar daddy somewhere around.
I didn't think about
And
that.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah, like, baby, this was for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she says, "This is my first time bringing anyone here, and it took a while for me to share my baby lay archive with him." I'm like, what? I'm like, you typically in your first conversation with people, you tell them about
Your
what you do
business.
for a living. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she made it seem like I just had to reveal this to him. And anyway, she ends up getting the invite to the rap party for the past while she's there. So she invited Scott Lee there. So now they're back to Drew and Ralph in their counseling session. So Ralph agrees to go to counseling because he wants to fight for their marriage, and he said he's been working on himself and making changes. She was like, "What changes?" He's like moving out the room. I can't believe he really thinks that this is a change that I don't know. Yeah, I just couldn't with Ralph. Like, I roll my eyes so much. But the doctor, and I don't know what the doctor saw, but he felt like they loved one another. They're just disconnected. And Ralph feels like him moving out the room is getting them to a place where they can both be comfortable, and it's liberating for him. And she was like, "We didn't discuss it. You just moved out," which to me it is different because I do know. Well, I know one couple. It's a couple that I work with. They sleep in separate bedrooms because her husband snores, and she was like, "We won't make it," or whatever. So to me, that was a mutual agreed upon thing. They worked that out. But for you to just up and leave and not communicate, that's a little different. That's liberating for her. I mean, for him. Anyway, she said the kids have noticed, and he was like, "That's a lie." So she showed.
He was taking step by step. He was leaving the marriage.
Yeah, step
That's all
one.
it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so she shows him the text of the kids. So it was just like, they were like, I think daddy moved out the room and all that kind of stuff. And he was just like, "But it's the way you said. You made it seem like daddy done left." And I'm like, wait a minute. What?
Oh, I misspelled. I mean, I misread that.
Oh.
Del Rita Edwards.
That's what Marlo.
I thought she was saying Marlo was.
Oh, yeah. That does seem like they can say that. But so anyway, he's going back and forth about like her. It was like very much gaslighting, like all of this whole conversation, because she was just like, I basically told the kids, because she did make up an excuse. She was like, "Oh, daddy's just sleeping over there because I get in late," and all this kind of stuff. Now, did you hear the doctor say? I thought the doctor said, "Is there someone else?" Did you hear the doctor say that? And he just
No, I didn't. I didn't hear it. That's not say he didn't say it. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, because he said, "Is it someone else?" And Ralph just started going on like about something else, and I'm just like, that's interesting. So,
Okay, so I've been in similar situations. Whenever you want to leave the bed, somebody done caught your attention. Somebody done caught your attention.
And who you think? We'll talk about it later, but I think Courtney might be the one that caught his attention.
His cousin?
I don't think that's his cousin. I don't think that's his cousin.
Stop! I'm about to throw my shoe at you.
Okay, so to me, like, I don't know, it was just something weird about her because it's like, okay, yes, that's your quote unquote cousin, but I have cousins too, but it's like all of a sudden it's like she got the tea on the relationship, where if they were that close of cousins, Drew would have known her before. You know what I'm saying? Because like all of a sudden, like Ralph is like giving her all this information and you're this close cousin, but Drew just found out about you. I don't know.
Well, it could have been for the show. Like he knew, look, they're about to do this reunion, and all of this is happening in the media. I need an ally. I'm going to tell my cousin Courtney.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. You know, I always see both sides. and that's the
Yeah,
side.
I typically see both sides. That's why I can hear you, but it is something a little like to me, like, okay,
Too
it's
convenient.
too convenient. And if this is really like your cousin, if Ralph is your cousin, you should be down trying. I would think you'd be trying to save their marriage. Like, I don't want to see my cousin lose his wife. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I need to see the sisters. I need to see how y'all connected. I need to know the whole full family line and maybe some DNA.
Cause
So
she ain't got
anyway.
no ass like him. I tell you that. She ain't got no ass like him.
So that didn't come in the genes.
It's on the other side. This is on the other side of the family.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, Rap was given every excuse. He went from, I think one excuse, of course, was that she comes in late. Then another excuse, oh, the air, she has the air different. He needs to be by himself and reflect. Her best friend sleep in separate rooms. He had so many excuses. And she was like, but my best friend's filed for the divorce. And he was like, who hasn't filed for divorce? When he said that, I'm just like, this man.
You knew he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Now there was something that the counselor said. I can't remember his exact verbiage, but basically he was like, y'all need marriage counseling.
Yeah. And he was like, is it someone you want to be with and connect with? Like, is this, do y'all want this or whatever? But they didn't let him, it's kind of, they showed their faces and they didn't let him or her answer that question. I'm sure they did, but yeah. Because at the rap party, they were together like they were a couple. You know, they came in together and they were seemingly happy. But she said he knows how to show up and play the part of a husband. And that he did very well. Yeah.
Exactly.
He was recording everything. And I'm sure he actually pressed record and recorded.
You know what? I think that's why I like Ralph. Because I can do that too. we just cussed each other out in the car on the way to the event. Hey.
And to me, like, I mean, of course, like every couple had probably been in situations where like you may have gotten an argument, but you go somewhere and you know, you can't be like acting a fool in front of everybody. So I get that part, but I don't know if the way Ralph be cutting up, I don't know if I could play that much. But so they at the past rap party and all the, you know, people are arriving. Mama Joyce makes an appearance and she was in. Yeah. Mama Joyce had her wig and Kandi was like, Drew did her thing. And she was just like, you know, she played all that stuff about her not kissing a woman and being uncomfortable, but she was tonguing her down in this in this movie. And of course, the shady producers also showed Ty, who, you know, she's supposed to be in a relationship or having an affair with, them hugging. Now, it was interesting that if she had just met her, I'm thinking to myself, because I was like, if you just met her at the filming, how is she now your friend in the backstage? But also the co-star was her best friend. So it makes sense that she was there. So, okay. Give Drew a pass. Because I keep going back and forth on if it's true or not.
No, I don't get how this lesbian, you know, is now like, I'm not gonna say your best friend, but all of a sudden y'all just cool and you know what's being said about you. I think that's odd.
Yeah. Now to me, that hug backstage, I mean, I thought it because when they showed it at the beginning, they made it seem like I could see you greeting, like you're not gonna ignore somebody that you know or whatever. But I don't know. It could be innocent or it could be, you know, it's yeah.
But all of a sudden, y'all bosom buddies and all of that.
But that's what I'm saying. Are they really bosom buddies?
I believe it. She said the two of them are friends.
Well, yeah, to me, friends. Like to me, like, okay, I connected with her on the set. We cool versus like we best friends. I mean, I guess I said the same thing about Courtney and Ralph, but anyway, I to me, I wouldn't be surprised either way because Drew can lie as well. So you know,
all the time,
yeah,
all the time. I will say this though: the latter part of this season, she seems to have been showing up as her real self.
Which part do you mean? Showing up as her real self?
Meaning she's not lying and she's willing to show the truth.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, a part of it at least. So Drew comes back from backstage and she greets everybody. She even hugs Courtney or whatever. And Courtney goes, it's like, oh, let me hug Allison. Drew's sister was not playing that. She was like, And she was just like, she's not gonna be fake. She was just like, look, we need to talk. And so Courtney pulls her to the side and was like, what's going on? So they talk about this whole thing about the B word and all this kind of stuff. And so they're going back.
By the way, did you hear Drew's sister? No, I don't call her a bitch. After Ralph has already said, you call her a bitch.
Right.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's the kind of sister I want to have.
Yeah.
That's the kind of sister.
But you know what? She said, I think she said something about you got that from Ralph. That's another thing, because she was just like, haven't you called her a B? And she was like, you only know that because you talked to Ralph, or you got that from Ralph, or heard Ralph say it. And it's like, to me, I don't know, like to me, that's like
Ralph is a bitch. Ralph is a bitch.
That he is. So they don't come to any resolve. But,
even with my cousins, and some of my cousins know way more than I probably want them to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell them that.
Yeah.
Like even if they ask me about my relationship, I'm not gonna tell them anything. They can sense that shit ain't right, but I ain't telling them nothing.
And to me, I get having like a close cousin that you will tell some things to. I get that, but it's like, your wife don't know this cousin all of a sudden. I don't know.
And you only met her 5 months ago.
Yeah.
5 months ago. Like, what the hell happened in that 5 month span? Now
she moved from Tampa to Atlanta.
You starting to make me. Which is why she's sleeping on people's couches.
Right. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh. Now, did you see Sheree's wig?
Sheree's wig? Which one?
The one. Like Sheree, I will say, Sheree's beautiful. Like her, and I mean, to me, like all the women, I'm sure get some type of Botox or something, but she did go overboard. But she's a beautiful woman, and usually her hair is on point. But this wig with the bang, and it was the blonde one. I don't like that one.
And it had dark roots.
It did have dark roots, but it wasn't quite ombre. It was just like, I don't know. To me, that wig was awful. Yeah, she needs to get that one back. But anyway, they show the trailer. Did you see the trailer for The Past?
What trailer?
For The Past, the movie.
Oh yeah. And I fell asleep on it.
Wait a minute, the movie or the trailer?
The movie. You remember the night that you sent it to me? I watched it.
Oh,
I fell asleep on it. I gotta go back. Now that you mentioned it, I gotta go back and finish it.
Okay, now I haven't watched the movie. I just watched the trailer, and the trailer does seem juicy. That's what the people were reacting to, and it does not seem low budget. It seems like a quality movie. So I don't know. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I was trying to see what Twitter was saying, and
it has a nice pace. Based on what I remember. I just remember the husband. His scenes with his friends, they all of those scenes seem fake. They don't. It seems like they're acting. Okay. But everything else that you see, it seems to be spot on.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely will check it out. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I'll try to check it out. But everybody was reacting positively. It seems like it, or whatever. So Drew performs, and all of the ladies, most of them, Courtney was back there like, I already know, but they're supporting her and everything. And
I got your man.
Right. And so they do the end, little dialogue thing. So Kandi, they talk about her. She didn't win the EGOT or Tony Award, but they're reviving The Wiz, and The Past is streaming.
Which I would love to see. I would love to see that.
The reviving of The Wiz?
Yeah. I mean, it's just The Wiz,
I'm sure it's gonna be wonderful. Because they do good work. I will say that. They go to Sheree. They say Sheree, her, and Martell are committed to saying they're just friends. And what they say, while her many attempts to heal the group have failed, she was able to heal her fibroids. Like, okay. So they talk about Marlo. She's working on expunging her criminal record, and the only doors she's breaking down are systematic biases with foster children. Kenya, it was funny. Did you see? Like, I do that too sometimes, but what?
This is 2 seasons later. She's still working on expunging that shit. Like, it
Well,
don't take that long.
was supposed to be helping her.
But you don't even need look. Just go to Phaedra.
Right.
Just go to Phaedra.
Nothing can happen. Which Phaedra's supposed to be
Are
on
they
married
cool?
person.
Are they cool? Look,
I
it's
don't
money.
know.
Phaedra gonna take the money.
That she is. And she on Married to Medicine. Did you hear that?
I heard.
Yeah, so I'm excited
I
about
heard
that.
Carlos King is, like he's raving about it. I hear more about it from Carlos King than anybody else.
Well, of course. So Kenya, anyway, she was like dancing in the background. And that was funny to me. But they said that she they showed a very, very quick thing of her spa opening. So like they threw that in there real quick, I guess, so she can't say they didn't show it.
Exactly. And it was only because she went on Carlos King and she talked about it. That's why they threw it in there. Bastards.
And so they said she's growing her hairline products and had the soft spot opening, and the world's longest divorce is even longer because Mark has moved on to hold Kenya in contempt of court. And remember, that came out earlier because actually when Marlo was kicking down the door in Alabama, that was a whatever. So Drew finishes her performance. It was great. The season wrapped on January 28th. And filming resumed on March 1st after Drew had filed for divorce. So they kind of panned to Marlo reading the blogs and, it's talking about, and we all saw those.
Which, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
Why show Marlo reading the blogs?
Because she messy. Because you notice, like, when they showed Kenya and Sonya.
Let me tell you what they did. They walked up. They were like, sign this contract. Now, open this laptop and we going to film you. Because have you ever seen Marlo look the way that she looked when she was on them blogs?
That's
never.
True. That's true. Yeah. I didn't think about that, but I was like, well, maybe they said they resumed filming. So maybe they were, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But they resumed filming. They did.
They didn't say it was for season. They just resumed so they can get that tea. But they was like, she was like, what's y'all next chapter, child? Because the streets is talking. So Kenya and Sonya were like, oh, that's so sad. But she called Sheree to be messy with the tea. So she was just like, honey, it seemed like they were racing. And we saw all this in the blogs. They were racing to get to the divorce court. And the streets are saying that Ty, Mimi's ex, and Drew are having an affair. Now, do you know Mimi from Love and Hip Hop? Okay. I watched Love and Hip Hop years ago with Anthony when Mimi was married to, what's his name? Stevie J. And he left her for Jocelyn. And that's kind of where I fell off or whatever. Now, I did not know anything about Ty. I didn't know Mimi was gay. Mimi was engaged. So all of that was new to me. But anyway, Mimi is now saying, of course, that Drew is having an affair with her ex. So they would start going on about the tea. Like, that's why she was making like it was a big deal in Portugal about kissing a girl and you having an affair. So they all, talking about even, I think,
Simon mentioned that. You heard what Courtney had to say about that? What she got from Ralph?
Mm-hmm. That's more reason why I feel like, and she, to me, like, that would be extra messy because, of course she gonna say, gonna be on her cousin's side. But then she off mic was just like, that's why she was rushing to get that, get him adopted because she want him to pay all them bills while she go be gay with her little girlfriend or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute. If y'all just met, how you know about, she had all that tea. Yes. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I'm wondering because Courtney was supposed to be a friend of, but she got diaries. So I'm wondering if they're trying to give her a peach or whatever. Well, I guess
a lot of them do. Yeah, a lot of them do diaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but yeah, she was just saying, and how you know about the discovery? Like she know a lot. Courtney knows a lot. Yeah.
Ralph.
So, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So anyway, Drew, well, this is like a curveball, but they kind of panned to Sonya and her whole thing with the miscarriage. That was so sad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like traumatic and everything. Like, yeah. And the fact that I think what got me was when they showed the baby actually praying for her, like how he does it normally, and knowing that, he like broke down and he was really excited. Like we saw how excited he was about this baby. And so good thing is they're pregnant again. So that's good. I'm glad she was able to get back on. And I think I went to her page and she's far enough along where she's showing. And so, it's a viable pregnancy. That's good. Her family moved 10 minutes away. They have moved and she's pregnant again. Now back to Drew and Ralph. They're doing their interviews to talk about this divorce drama. And Kenya calls Drew to check in, and she seems like she's actually concerned. And then Sheree walks in and offers, I think it was genuine, like offering, like, I know we don't get along, but if you need anything, just let me know. And she was like, how's your mom? And she was like, well, my mom had to go, check on my dad because he stopped talking and eating, and she can't leave him. And then Sheree says that the same thing happened to her dad. Her dad died yesterday. I'm like, what? What kind of mess? I'm like, all of this in the last 15 minutes. And I was just like, wow. And she didn't tell anybody, apparently, or she didn't at least tell the girls, because like Drew was like, wait a minute, what you just say? And so it took Drew a second to get herself back together. So her and Ralph are getting interviewed, and they both like basically can't really say nothing because they got to talk to their lawyers. But
it was so funny. Can I talk to my? Can I call my lawyer?
Can I say this? What was the argument about? Let me check with my attorney. I need to check with my lawyer. But she did get out there. She lost her voice in the marriage, and she allowed inappropriate things like Tampa and inappropriate relationships with women. And
I want to hear more about that.
I would love to hear more about that.
Not about Tampa, but the inappropriate women. So I'm assuming it was some text messages, some DMs, and he's responding.
Something. Yeah. We'll see if she got discovery. And so they did have discrepancy because they asked Ralph if he came back to the room, and he said yes, and she said no. I believe her. I don't think Ralph came back. But as they're doing this, that's when the Mimi story drops. And I don't know, it was just kind of like Drew was just like, oh my gosh, that's a low reach. And she was like, it's going viral. Like she seems shocked. And I don't know. She explained that, it was her co-star's friend and she met her on the set of Kandi's movie, but she said there's no truth. She heard the rumors before. They came from Ralph and she felt like he leaked the story. Yeah. So they kind of closed her out, say Ralph apologized to People Magazine and not her. And they continue to cohabitate and co-parent in the home. And that's...
It was a hot, itty mess.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I'm excited for the reunion.
And they better talk about it.
Now it seems, and I don't know if it was editing, but he said these are text messages between Drew and Ty, and they're very incriminating. Did you hear that when Andy said that? So I'll be interested to hear that. And then Kandi said something about, so you've been gaslighting Ralph this whole time, or something like that.
Kandi says that?
Kandi said that, like they had that in the clip.
Wow.
Yeah. But you could tell that they weren't getting along in this reunion. So it could have been based on something else. I don't know.
Yeah. But and she had a good comeback for Kandi. What did she say?
Oh, candy coated lies.
She practiced that one. She practiced.
Okay, she was ready. Like, got that read ready to throw in whenever I need it.
And you saw You saw Drew was sitting in the center.
Yes, I don't know why Sheree was there, but Drew, yeah. So that's interesting. Ooh. But she had at least toward the end, she definitely had the most drama.
She did. But can she hold it?
We'll see. We will see. We got 2 weeks now with the what did I say? Oh, them revamping the show or recasting or whatever. So I've heard mixed reviews. I heard like it made the news that they are like looking for to kind of do the whole recast like they did in New York. And but then I heard like Andy saying, no, we're not doing that or whatever. So we'll see. But sources are saying that based on I guess they're interviewing like a lot of women, like more than normal, like to take over some of these spots. So we'll see. And typically they let us know like, oh, so and so signed her contract for another season. So and so signed her contract for another season, and we haven't heard any of that. So we will see. We will see. But yeah, I don't think Marlo can get another good edit, only because she's so messy. It's like it's gonna be hard. Because
so who do you think they're gonna replace? If they replace anyone?
If they do a recast, they replace everybody, right? And then bring people in as friends of.
But like no like season like to rest or whatever. If they plan on we're gonna get rid of everybody, then let us know you're gonna get rid of everybody.
Yeah.
And then look, because if you have us thinking, okay, some people are gonna return, okay, I'm gonna stay invested, right? Just tell us you're gonna get rid of everybody. Just tell us.
And I'm hoping, because like they seem to like Courtney because she got a lot of airtime. So I'm hoping she's not. I mean, it's some people that bring drama.
Don't nobody want to see Courtney.
Right. Like it's like Marlo, we don't like her, but it's like, okay, we're used to her. But Courtney, she came in gun blazing I don't know. I don't need to see her no more.
Yeah, and I would so this is what I would think. Replace what's her name? The runner, Sonya. Replace Sonya. Replace Sheree.
I'd be down for that.
And maybe even Drew. I'm not gonna lie. What's going on with Ralph makes me want to say, okay, I want to see what happens.
Yeah. If they got this kind of drama, I need Drew back. Just for that drama, which means they probably keep Courtney.
In terms of Kandi,
and her sister, I think they need to give her sister a little more airtime.
Yeah, kind of like what they did with Mama Joyce. Yeah, because that sister fired. In that last episode, she's fired.
Okay, she be like, look, who's not gonna fake it's me. I don't care about the cameras. I don't care about nothing. It's my sister.
That's my sister. Damn.
Right. So, but I'm excited about to see what they plan on doing. I don't know. It is hard when they kind of redo a show. I never watched New York. I only watched New Jersey, Atlanta, and Potomac. So I don't know what I'd do if they like totally revamp and it's some new ladies, because I don't know, to me, yeah, I don't know. We'd have to see.
I don't know. It's almost like you're competing with ghosts, right? You're competing with the ghost of Nene. You're competing with the ghost of what's her name? Big Teeth.
Oh, wait a minute. Who? Kim Zolciak? Look, I'm trying to figure out who got big teeth. Not Phaedra. I mean,
Portia. I mean, say what you want, but Portia, you could laugh with Portia, you could laugh at Portia, you could get mad with Portia, you can get mad at Portia. Yeah. And she just came with nothing but drama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either which way, right? So, you need somebody like her.
Yeah.
You do. And say what you will, Phaedra was nothing but lies. She was nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. But there was just something about her that you just had to like.
I don't know about that with Phaedra. Like, to me, if she came in and just like, I'm interested to see what she brings to Married to Medicine, because I like her reads. It's like, that's what I like her read. Like, she does very good reads, and her little sayings and facial expressions. It'll be interesting to see that. But I don't need her on a whole season. But we'll see. We'll see what they come up with.
Very interesting.
If nothing, yeah.
Because I love Phaedra. Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely love Phaedra. Because I just want to laugh.
I guess I never, I don't know. It's like, I just have like okay. because I have actually always been Team Kenya, even when she was like quote unquote evil, because I felt like she was bringing what she had, like at her core, she was a good person. She was just bringing what she had to bring to the show.
Mhm.
But I felt like Phaedra and actually Nene, like they weren't really good people at their core. Like who they were, they messy, they evil. That's who they are. Like I felt like that, but we'll see.
If you're from Athens, Georgia, you messy and you evil. That's what you say.
You may not know each other, but so we will see. We will see. But yeah, but overall, I mean, this season I would give it a 6 out of 10. If they had spread this last 15 minutes out throughout the season, I would have given them a 7.5.
A whole point and a half if they had all this mess. I ain't gonna
They could
lie.
have bumped up a little bit.
I ain't gonna lie. This last episode was something good. The last 15 minutes though.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. But
oh Jesus,
they made us wait. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Did you see? I meant to go back and watch the I think it was the first episode where they showed like what's coming up, and they showed that fight that Kenya had with Kenya was all up in Tanya's face about Marlo lying on her or having her baby's name in her mouth, but they left that totally out of the season. That was trending on Twitter because they was like, "What happened to this? Why y'all didn't bring up this?" Because it was something Marlo had said, and Kenya was going off. She was going off to Sonya, but it was about Marlo, and further proof that they like protected Marlo. But that would have been some good TV. You know, they like arguments.
Yeah.
Because Kandi, I think I want to speak on it, said that the reason she did the end scene for Drew is because the producers were like, look, y'all too boring. Y'all got to bring something. And then all of a sudden, that's when Drew, had her tears and had to walk out because of the $1,000 case. But yeah, that's it. Talk that stuff.
All right. Thank you all so very much for watching. Don't forget to kiss the subscribe button, click on the like button, share us on all your social media, nibble on the notification button, make love to us in the comments. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you is it next week?
Next week? Well, I gotta see. I gotta see if it's next week or not, because typically they give us a little break, but I don't know. I have to double check.
Okay. Well, all right. You'll see us then.